We do also promotional activities or campaigns within the supermarket, butchers, restaurants, and export. Here we put public sector, just to remind you as well that we are very active within the schools to make sure that in the canteens of the schools or in NHS, all this place, they buy your products as well, because at the end of the day, these people are using your tax. So there's no reason why your tax should help to pay for Brazilian beef or Irish beef. So it's definitely, we're trying to have as much as your product in this place. So the way we do the promotion in store, so we try to have our logo, your logo, on every pack of meat. That's very difficult, but we try to push that. And to have testing, so people can test your product. And it's very important, especially for lamb, because about 70% of the people in Scotland last year, they don't buy any lamb, because they don't like it or they don't eat it. So we need to, in the store, to try to make them to test it. Here's in France, where we had a stand to talk to consumers, to tell them why Scotch lamb is better than French lamb. Butchers, we have the Scotch Butcher Club, 300 butchers across the country who are dedicated to Scotch products, so we try to help them to sell more of your products. The leaflet as well for consumers to help them to cook. And we have complicated recipes, or elaborated recipes, should I say, and then we also idiot-proof recipes. Because there's people who don't know necessarily how to cook, but they see it on TV and they think it's a good idea and they would like to try it. And that's how some of the retailers we are working with. And you can see there's not only a retailer in UK, there's also a retailer all over Europe. Just to give you an idea that we're working with quite a fair numbers of people. We also do activities with butchers, with competitions. And that was a BBC Good Food Show, and you can see celebrity chefs came to see and endorse your product, to say to the consumer, you know me, well, this product is a great product. So that's important for us to do. Again, I talk about it, I don't have the clue who this singer is, but attracting quite a lot of people, and we have succeeded to put behind her the logo, which is always sneaky, but just people to associate a good time with our product. It's always a good thing. That was Farmers Market. And that was a group of chefs from Belgium we brought over, and we tried to bring as many people over to Scotland because we can tell them that you're wonderful and your products are wonderful, but it's better for them to see it by themselves and to come back to their country or to their part of UK and say what they have seen and convince the others. So it's why we try to bring as many people as possible to the country to taste your product. And that was a big event on pork we did in Gleneagles, Gleneagles, thank you. Where a chef, big chef, Michelin star, came over to learn how to cook pork. So we can teach to the consumer, but also to chef, which is always a good thing. That's for export. And every 2 years we have a big there is a big competition, international competition with the top chef across the world. And here we're talking about 30, 50 different chefs and Michelin stars, so big guys. And they're coming to one place every 2 years to compete with a very selected menu. And in 2009, they choose as the only meat to cook for them, Scotch beef, and they endorse it. And that was the big name through the world. So give a lot of presence across the world about your product and try to have the people who can pay for it, to buy it, and to know about it. And in 2011, January 2011, we are going back to the same competition, and they already have selected Scotch lamb. So Scotch lamb is going to be there at the world level with the best chef. How much does it cost? Well, a fair bit of money. That is only advertisement. This one for pork, £200,000, that was money from the government. Autumn, that gives us an idea how much we spend. And you can see that in Scotland, it's a tiny budget we have for Scotch beef in Scotland. But 90% of the Scots knows your brand, Scotch beef, and they're ready to take it. So we thought better to go to London, where there's less people, maybe a lot more money as well. Advertisement, does it work? Yes, it does work, because that's numbers of people for each campaign we have been able to reach. So we're talking about millions of people who will have seen your brand, your product, on TV, in magazines, in radio. So it's important to have all these people to see it. We would like to do more. And that's an example of the Scotch lamb, the last campaign we did in September. And you can see that one point which is very important is we ask consumers, are they ready to pay more for Scotch lamb? And you can see that before the campaign, 22% of the consumers said yes, they're ready to pay for Scotch lamb. And after the campaign, they were 33%. The campaign works, but we need to have more of them and to push it. That average retail price, and insist, retail price, so the price was used to sell the product, not necessarily at the farm. And you can see there's quite a fair bit of gap between the Scottish origin product and the generic product. So there's a premium at retail level for beef, for lamb, and for pork as well. And retailers will not get this kind of premium if the consumer were not ready to pay for it. So it's always a success to do that. And we need to push it. Because more the consumer will be ready to pay for your product, more there's chance for the premium to go down the chain and to reach you.